Hello, marketers. Welcome back. Today, we are going to dig into the topic of product. So this is the first of several videos that we will have on the marketing mix. So we're going to start with the first P for product, and then we're going to move into distribution, place, P. We're going to talk about promotion, the final P, and we're also going to talk about price. Okay, so product, price, place, promotion. Those are our 4 Ps. So today, again, we're going to dig into the idea of product. We're going to talk about what all that entails. Just a hint, it is not just the cup, right? Or the soda that's in the cup. It is more than that. So let's talk a little bit about it. So when we think of the concept of product, some textbooks actually call this an offering because they want to get away from this idea of a product just being a tangible item. Okay. And so in our textbook, we stick with product because it makes our 4 Ps and it makes it really nice for us to have our little 4 Ps in our product. We can think about an offering. What is it that that item offers to us? What is it that that service offers to us? Okay, so the product or the concept of product really represents all of the things that we get when we engage in an exchange. Okay, typically it is for money, and we're going to talk about price in another video, but it's everything that we get on the other end of that exchange. So your textbook likes to break it up into 3 subconcepts of product. So the first one is the core product. This is the thing that you actually get, the benefit that you get, the key benefit that you get from the product. So an example would be maybe the actual product. So our second concept is actual product. This is the actual thing, the actual tangible product or the service that is listed as a line item on your receipt. Okay, that's the second piece. And then the last piece, the third piece, is the augmented product. So augmented product refers to all of the little extras. Maybe this is like delivery or a warranty or a satisfaction guarantee. Maybe it's a support line that you can call or text or somehow get customer support from them about the product. It's the instruction manual, all of those additional sort of extras, if you will. So let's take a couple of examples. Let's say you graduate, you buy a house, and you realize that now you are responsible for mowing the lawn at your house. So you have to go out and you need to buy a lawnmower. So let's say that you go and you buy a standard riding lawnmower or push lawnmower. Okay, and that's the actual product. The product itself is the lawnmower. Now that's actual product. What is the core product? What is the main benefit you get from the lawnmower? Maybe it's that you get a lawn that everyone else in the neighborhood thinks looks awesome. Maybe the core benefit for you is that it's a quick job to do the lawn. The core product itself may actually be different depending on the target market, that key benefit that they get. The actual product will stay the same. And the augmented product for our lawnmower might be that Home Depot delivers it to your house for you. It may be that there's a 3-year warranty on the engine. It may be something else. So that's it, one example. Let's think of a service example here. Let's say a haircut. The actual product or service in this case is the haircut itself, the actual act of having your hair cut. The core product, the thing that you get from it, is maybe just, a stylish, that your friends think you're stylish or that you're attractive to, a potential mate. And then the augmented product may be the extra services like, styling your hair after you're done. It may be, maybe a product that comes with the service in this case. So that's your idea of a product, the layers of a product. Okay. So then we think about, all right, so now we know what a product is and the things that it can contain. I should stop for a second and go back. Another thing that we might include as part of the product would be the packaging itself. Okay, so that would be part of our augmented product is the actual packaging of the product. Now that we know what a product is, we can think of so many different products out there, right? So let's talk about how we can bring those into groups that make sense so that we can help classify them, which can help us make better marketing decisions about them in our other parts of the marketing mix, right? When we think about the marketing mix, a lot of times we just put it in this like box. Here's product, and over here is price, and over here is promotion, and over here is place, right? And they're separate and they don't even necessarily touch. They're like second cousins or something, okay? They might meet at a family reunion. But that's not really the case, right? In reality, what we see is not just that these items all touch, and are related, but the lines really kind of blur, right? They are all dependent on each other. Every single part of the marketing mix has to make sense. And all of it is sort of encompassed by the people part, right? Knowing who your customer is. So knowing who your target customer is, and then we have our product, but all of the other pieces have to fit. They all have to make sense. And one of the ways that helps us make sense of those things is to classify our products, okay? We as humans like to put things in categories. It's like one of the first things that young children learn to do, right? One of the first things we teach children is, here are your colors. Where are all of the yellow things? Can you find a red thing? Let's put them in piles. Where are all the orange things? And so on and so forth, right? That's what we do as humans. It's just part of how we're made up. So we do that with concepts and with things in business too. Okay, so classifying products. How can we classify a product? There are tons of different ways we could conceivably do this. So we're going to talk about kind of some of the main ways that we typically would classify products. The categories help us understand products in terms of how customers feel about them, how they utilize them, how they might purchase them, right? So again, it's still going to be all based on going back to the customer. So one of the categories will relate to how long does a product last? If you think about sushi compared to a lawnmower, right? There's a very different, they're on opposite ends of the spectrum in terms of how long do they last, right? How do consumers purchase the products? We'll talk more about that in a minute. How do businesses buy products? We can categorize business products as well. So let's think about how long products last. This is durability, okay? Durable goods are going to be those that last over a period of time, typically months, years, or longer, okay? Things like appliances, like a washer and dryer, lawnmower, your car, furniture, all those different things that last for a longer period of time. Non-durable goods, on the other side, are things that are consumed over the short term. Things like any kind of food, magazines is a good example of a short-term product. Sometimes trendy clothing may be a non-durable good, whereas other clothing may be, high quality, durable clothing may be a durable good. So that's one way that we can classify products, right? And this is going to help us to understand who we are as a brand, what are we trying to communicate? There are lots of durable good brands that market to customers based on that durability. There's, for a long time, Maytag had these commercials, and all their advertisements were of this Maytag repairman, and he was always so bored because Maytags were so reliable and so durable that not only did they last a long time, but they didn't even break down. So that was their part of their brand personality, part of who they were as a brand, that they were durable. Non-durable goods, right? If we think about some examples there, we have lots of, take basically the entire fast food industry, right, is based on the fact that they are not durable, that they are consumed quickly, and they're also produced rather quickly for you. The next type of categorization we have is, how do consumers purchase their products? So here we can split this into 4 major categories: convenience products, shopping products, specialty products, and unsought products. So this is sort of similar to how consumers make decisions in terms of how much effort they put into decisions. And we talked about in a previous video, habitual decision making, limited problem solving, and extended problem solving. So this is kind of similar. So let's start with convenience. Convenience products are typically non-durables, and they are bought with a minimal amount of effort, limited problem solving, or even habitual problem solving. Okay, these are going to be staple products like toilet paper, paper towels, things like that. Did you know that 99% of the people in the United States use toilet paper? Fun fact for your day. What the other 1% do, I don't know. Another one in this category for convenience products would be impulse purchases. This is going to be the stuff that you see when you're in the checkout line, right? Think about all the little products that are in the checkout line. A lot of these are like candies and other food items that are single serve, especially, and other types of non-durable products that you can, again, buy with minimal effort, right? Batteries, drinks, cords, and other low dollar item technology types of things. Okay. And then the final sort of subcategory here would be emergency products. So things like Band-Aids, and anything like in the first aid category, and other types of emergency products. So when you think of convenience products, think about like convenience stores. Basically, everything in a convenience store is a convenience product. Okay. Typically, consumers are going to expect that convenience products have a relatively low price and that they're widely available, that you can get them at any convenience store, at any major retailer, that kind of thing. Okay, so think about how now this fits with our 4 Ps. We have our product. If it's a convenience product, our pricing expectations from the customer are going to be a low price or a really good value. And then our distribution, or our place P, is going to be distributing it widely across all kinds of different vendors. Okay. You could probably put anything, even a vending machine here, right? Anything in a vending machine, widely available. Our next category would be shopping products. So shopping products are going to be our products or goods where consumers are going to spend some time and effort to gather information on them. Maybe they're going to research pricing, different features that different brands might offer in the product category, and also product quality. Okay, so here we have consumers, they're more likely to actually compare alternatives consciously, cognitively, compare alternatives, their features, the different things they bring to the table before they buy, really looking at those pros and cons. Okay. The lawnmower that we talked about earlier is probably a good example of this. Do you want, you're going to look at prices. You're going to look at features. Do you want a lawnmower that is a push mower, motorized push, or do you want a riding lawnmower? What impacts that decision? Do you care what the price is? Are you looking for something that's going to last, that's going to be more durable, going to last in the long term? Or is this to get you by until you buy something that's a higher quality? Um, all kinds of different things. How wide is the lawnmower? How fast does it go? All those different things. That would be a shopping product where you're comparing products, different product attributes for different brands, and really looking at kind of like pros and cons of those. Quite like really extended decision making, but we're somewhere between limited and extended decision making here. Next, we have specialty products. Okay, so here we have something where we have unique characteristics of a product that are important to buyers and our customers want them pretty much regardless of the price. Generally, this is going to be something where we have extended decision making. It requires a lot of effort to choose. From a marketing perspective, we really have to make an effort to make things stand out. And typically, customers tend to be pretty loyal if it's something that they're going to be buying at some sort of frequency. Okay, I think a good example here would be engagement rings. A lot of the jewelry stores that you see commercials for, they're really going to a lot of effort to make sure their store stands out, their brand stands out. It does require a lot of extended decision making, comparing pros and cons, figuring out all the different attributes that you want. But price, while it can be a consideration, those characteristics that you want are going to be important pretty much at any price. So that's a good example of a specialty product. And then we have unsought products. So this is our last of this type of categorization. Unsought products. These are goods or services where the consumer doesn't know that they need them until the need arises. It's not really something that they've really ever thought about. So a lot of times for marketers, this requires a lot of advertising or personal selling to interest buyers. So a couple of examples, for some reason, all of my examples for this have to do with like getting old. But we don't really think about what we're going to need when we grow old, right? When we become old and, or near the end of our life. Right now, we're not thinking about that, right? So a lot of products that are targeted towards the end of life are things that people don't really think about. They're not really things that people are out there searching for. Okay. So I'll give you two examples. The first is called long-term care insurance. This is not something that everyone has. It's not like car insurance where you have to have it. But this is like a type of insurance that you pay for when you're younger and you're healthy. And then when you get older and you may need to go into a nursing home or an assisted living facility, then they pay for all of your expenses there because you already paid in over time. Okay. This is definitely an unsought product. It's something that, a lot of people don't even know about. It does require a lot of getting out there and getting people to understand what it is. But a lot of people don't get it. And I have grandparents that did get it, and, they haven't had really any issues, right, with that financial aspect of growing old. And then on the other side of my family, I have grandparents or a grandparent who didn't have something like that and has dealt with a lot more issues on that side of things. And so this is an unsought product. Another one, again, sorry, end of life, is this idea of alternative burial services. I think this is such an interesting product/service that is available out there. It is certainly not something that people are going out looking for until they're actually, putting together their plans for the end of their life. So there are all kinds of really interesting ways that you can have your body taken care of after you die that almost no one knows about. Most people think, okay, obviously I will be buried or I will be cremated. But there are really cool services out there like There's a video on another video that I will link to this. That is this little advert for a service that takes your ashes and turns you into, it looks like a little ball with holes, maybe the size of like a boulder. And basically you become a little reef, a little ecosystem, and they drop you in the ocean off the coast or drop your little ball, their little reef ball into the ocean, and your remains become a habitat for fish and wildlife in the ocean. There are other ones that will take your ashes and turn it, like mix it with compost and like plant a tree, and really a lot of other interesting things that are coming about. But I think it's just such an interesting example of an unsought product, something that people are really not out there looking for. So all in all, our classification of products tends to be based on how long something lasts, how people perceive it, how people purchase it, and how people utilize it. Okay. Categorizing helps us as marketers to figure out that marketing mix, to make sure we are optimizing each piece of the marketing mix, each of our 4 Ps. It can also help us to develop new and better products, right? As we better understand where we fit, and what needs might be not being met in that product category. Okay, so now we're going to wrap this video up. I would encourage you to check out the video of the alternative burial services. It's really interesting. I think you'll really enjoy it. And we will be back with another video in the product category on the subject of innovation. So I will see you soon.